Hi everyone! Today I am returning to a band I have listened to before, and that is acdc. The first time I listened to them was Thunderstruck. Today, it is Highway to Hell. Oh, Highway to Hell is the 6th studio album by Australian hard rock band acdc, released on the 27th of July 1979. It is the last album featuring lead singer Bon Scott, who died on the 19th of February 1980. The song was written by Angus Young, Malcolm Young, and Bon Scott, with Angus Young credited for writing the guitar riff. In 2020, the Godardian. Nice. In 2020, The Guardian ranked the song number 7 on their list of the 40 greatest acdc songs, and in 2021, Kerrang ranked the song number 5 on their list of the 20 greatest acdc songs. So, a pretty popular, notable song by acdc. Okay. Totally ridiculous, totally, really unrelated. But I have to say that guitar riff makes me think of those funny caterpillars that just wave their head around and at these really kind of spastic moments. Dee-dee-dee. Puts it down. Dee-dee-dee. 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 Okay, I'm sorry. That's my imagination rearing its head like a caterpillar. Okay. Now, it's kind of tricky to say this 100%, having just heard it once. But I just got done laughing at that guitar riff because it put this funny image in my mind. The thing about that riff is that it's intense, but it comes in these short bursts with this big gap between, which they managed to time it just right so we don't lose the intensity from one to the other. But it's almost like we're, dee-dee-dee, big canyon. Dee-dee-dee, big canyon. Dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee. When this chorus came in, and it was a much more sustained, continuous instrumental backing, I thought that I heard the guitar riff placed in there at certain moments. It's almost like this guitar riff is the chorus. Someone took a penknife, an X-Acto knife, and sliced out bits of it and said, all right, you get to play that. We'll slice out this chunk, you play that. We'll slice out this chunk, and you play that. And it'll be its own thing. But then somehow it fits perfectly in the chorus. Well, as I said, I've just heard it once, and I'm not going to stand by that 100%. But I think I heard something, if not exactly that, very similar. So I'm going to listen for it as we continue.
No stop signs!
All right. So, kind of a crazy piece, kind of funny. It sounds a bit tongue-in-cheek to me, this whole I'm on a highway to hell. It's like some kid who is just not matching the parents' expectations as the kid grows up, and the parents are a bit disapproving of some life choices, and the parents are saying, trying to direct the child elsewhere. And the kid says, basically, it's my life. But if that's really how you think of it, then let me put it in these words for you. I actually really think that I like this riff. And it has to do with the kind of surprise element of it. It has qualities of a really catchy little motif. It has a sort of power to it, a sort of pent-up energy. It also fits really well underneath everything else that's going on. And it would be fun to sit down and map out and see if I could make it line up precisely with the chorus, as I was suggesting. Maybe it kind of does. I'm still not totally sure if it does in every detail, but if it doesn't in every detail, at least it's close enough to for the chorus to imply and to kind of embrace the riff in its shape, in its form. And that really is what makes me really like the piece. Because when you have that sense of not only continuity, but imaginative use of material in a way that is really satisfying. There's also the element of contrast, because when it's that grand, highway to hell, it's a whole different feel than this dee 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 dee. It's a whole different feeling. But to recognize that there are elements of one built into the other, and they can blend so well. That is an indication of some really good musical design, which is one of the things that makes a piece be incredibly compelling. And so I really like that about this piece. The other thing I barely mentioned, but it's his voice. And I guess this was, yes, the last album featuring Bon Scott. Interesting voice, very full of character and personality, I think. And he does a great job delivering this song, these lyrics. It has that sort of intense, almost choking on the energy of the piece. And it's so intense the way he delivers it. At the same time, there's this wildness, like maybe to me, it embodies this whole idea of a young person saying, look, I'm not going to be living my life the way my parents live it. And no matter how my parents disapprove, I have my reasons for doing this. And if they think that I'm going on the highway to hell, fine, let's call it the highway to hell. But this is how I choose to move forward in my life. And it's interesting that, it's not exactly what's being described is not really something that's that terrible, really. It's just how it's perceived. And so, as I said, this highway to hell, this is sort of tongue-in-cheek. It's sort of, it's kind of a sassing back to the previous generation who thinks that this person is just destroying their life, when it's just a different generation and a different way of becoming an individual. But in fact, actually, it says here, hey, mama, look at me. Look at me, mama. It even references a parent figure. Look at me. I'm on the way to the promised land. I'm on the highway to hell. And of course, that's the whole chorus. Highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Somewhere else it says, I'm going down all the way. That's at the end. But somewhere else it says, oh yeah, nobody's going to slow me down. Nobody's going to mess me around. This idea of, I determine my destiny, and I'm not going to live it according to the expectations or the wishes of those who think they know how my life ought to go. That is what I feel in this piece. It's kind of the fundamental sentiment being expressed. And his voice does such a great job of impersonating all of that. You could call it rebellion, or you could simply call it carving your own pathway. And again, as I said in another song recently, it depends on context and application. How and in what context do we hear this? Do we see this? Do we experience this song? And in what context does it fit in our own lives? So it could be a determination to destroy one's life and literally, run yourself to destruction. Or it could simply be, hey, parents, grandparents, I'm living my life the way I choose to live it. And it's not necessarily highway to hell. But if that's what you call it, go ahead and call it that because I've chosen to go this way. So all of that in here. But the voice, that intensity, that determination, that little bit of wild-eyed, wild-haired, I am doing this my way. It's this is what's in me, and you can't change me. You can't make me do something that is not right for me or that I don't choose to do. And I think that his voice is perfect for this song. So fortunately, he did sing on this album. I have a hard time imagining it sung by somebody else. Maybe there's a cover out there, which is a good cover of it, but I think it's great the way it is. Well, that is Highway to Hell. And since this is a special weekend, I have another one coming up tomorrow, which I have no clue what it is, but we'll find out. I'll see you then.